Los Angeles, March 9th, 1997. I was working the late shift when the radio dispatch came in. Black male shot. Intersection of Wilshire Boulevard and South Fairfax. Victims in a suburban, high profile. Get there now. In this city, murder isn't rare. But this one hit different. The victim wasn't just anyone. He was Christopher George Latore Wallace, known to the world as the Notorious B.A.G., or simply Biggie Smalls. Wilshire Boulevard was lit up in flashing red and blue. A crowd had already gathered. I weaved through civilians and crime scene tape to reach the black GMC Suburban. The windows were blown out, 4 bullet holes in the passenger side. Inside, slumped over in the front seat, was Biggie. He was 24 years old, barely breathing when medics arrived. They rushed him to Cedars-Sinai, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead at 1:15 a.m. 4 shots, 1 fatal, piercing his heart. Biggie had been in town to promote his upcoming album, Life After Death. The East Coast-West Coast tension had been simmering for years, made worse after the murder of Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas just 6 months earlier. That night, Biggie had been at the Soul Train Music Awards and later attended an after-party hosted by Vibe magazine at the Peterson Automotive Museum. Security was tight. There was no indication of any immediate threat until he got in his car to leave. Around 12:45 a.m., Biggie's SUV was stopped at a red light on Fairfax. A black Chevy Impala SS pulled up beside them. The driver, a man in a blue suit and bow tie, rolled down his window, raised a 9mm pistol, and fired. 5 rounds. 4 hit Biggie, then the shooter disappeared into the night. No plates, no trace. My job was to gather what little we had and make it speak. We pulled surveillance footage from nearby businesses. Grainy, unhelpful. The shooter's car barely visible. No usable facial recognition. We interviewed dozens, partygoers, industry reps, witnesses. Most offered vague accounts. Some were too scared to speak. Then came the whispers. Gang affiliations, LAPD, corruption, a conspiracy. Biggie's crew, including Sean Puffy Combs, insisted they had no idea who could have done this. But off record, many mentioned names tied to Death Row Records. Just months before, Tupac Shakur had been gunned down in Vegas. Some claimed Biggie's murder was retaliation. Others said it was part of something deeper, something institutional. I examined the ballistic report. The bullets were 9mm Gecko rounds, unusual, rare in LA street shootings, but the same type used in Tupac's murder. That raised flags. Then came a confidential tip. A former LAPD officer named David Mack, connected to gang activity, hired muscle for Suga Night, may have ties to the Chevy Impala and the shooter. Mack was later arrested for bank robbery. He had connections to known blood gang members. One of those members? Amir Muhammad, a Nation of Islam convert, matching the description of the shooter. Bow tie, blue suit, same building, but the evidence was thin, circumstantial. And then, the case went cold. Over the years, documents leaked. Whistleblowers stepped forward. Allegations surfaced that LAPD officers may have helped orchestrate the hit on Biggie, possibly even covering it up. A civil lawsuit filed by Biggie's family in 2002 unearthed buried files. It alleged that Suge Knight conspired with corrupt LAPD cops to kill Biggie, just like many believed he'd done with Tupac. But the suit was dropped in 2010, dismissed due to lack of hard evidence. And the case? Still unsolved. Christopher Wallace wasn't just a rapper. He was a son, a father, a storyteller with unmatched lyrical skill. His influence reshaped hip-hop forever. He left behind a legacy and a mystery. His album, Life After Death, dropped 16 days after he died. It went diamond. The murder sent shockwaves through music, forcing the industry to reckon with the East versus West violence that had spiraled out of control.